Hello students, in this video you're going to learn to display a randomly generated number with a specific amount of time delay. Basically such kind of questions do come in your exams, so let's do it. It's a very simple one. Let's go through the design first. So it's a very simple drag and drop design. We have a text view. Let me just zoom it. So we have a text view on which we have written generate a random number. There is a button generate to which I have given a function or the event handler as a display function. Then we have an edit text. So basically what is going to happen is when I click on the button generate, a random number will be generated and it will be displayed on this edit text box after some specific amount of seconds, that is a time delay. So for giving the time delay, we are going to use the concepts of thread. So let's see the coding part. It's a very simple code. So basically I have the body of the event handler, that is display function, already created. So we'll start with the coding part. First we are going to create a variable for edit text, because as you know we cannot directly work with the controls in Android. We need to create something like an aliases for these controls. So I have created a variable even, and now I'm going to bind it with the actual control by using find view by id. I'll say r.id.edit text, that is the actual control. After that, I want to give a time delay. For giving the time delay, we are going to use the concept of thread. To refer the current thread, we are going to use a thread class, that is a main running the actual thread is referred by the thread class. For giving the time delay, we are using the sleep method. I think you might have used this method when you have done Java. So you have to give the amount of milliseconds the thread is going to sleep for. So if I say 5000 milliseconds, it actually means the thread will sleep or it will be suspended for 5 seconds. As you notice, there is an error or a red line for the sleep method saying an unhandled exception. Actually, what happens is that the sleep method throws an interrupted exception. So it is mandatory to include this particular statement in a try-catch block. As you all are well aware that Android helps us with coding by helping us to generate the codes with the help of small yellow and red bulbs which are available. So we'll hunt up for those kind of bulbs again. So we'll just click on this, and as you can see there is a red bulb. I'll click on that. There is another option saying surround with try and catch. I'll click on that. So the entire statement now is surrounded in the try catch block. I need not worry about it. The next part is to generate the random number. For generating the random number, we use a random class. We create an object of this class which is R&D. We instantiate it using new keyword and our object is created. Let us create a string variable s wherein I give a message saying random number is, and I'm going to concatenate a randomly generated number to this. For now generating a random number, I will use the RND object. Now you can generate a random integer number, a float number, a long number, or you can also generate a boolean value. So for that we are going to use integer value. So we are going to use nextInt. Now if you notice, there are two variations of nextInt function. One is with a bound, another one is without a bound. Basically what happens is you can dictate that your random number must fall into one particular range of value. The minimum bound is always 0 and the maximum bound you can set. So for that reason we are using this particular nextInt with a bound. So now if I mention 100 as my bound, so my random number which will be generated will be falling in 0 to 100. It will not exceed 100. If I don't give a bound, then how much ever numbers which fit into the integer data type range, any number of that range will be displayed by this particular function. So according to this, now R&D object we are using, and we are going to display a integer value which will fall from 0 to 100 with a time delay of 5 seconds. So this we have put into the string s. Now this string variable we have to display onto our edit text, as we cannot directly refer to it. So we are going to use our alias, that is e1. So we'll say e1.setText. As you can see, again we have multiple signatures for setText also, so you have to select the appropriate method signature. So this is the second one that we are going to use. We are simply going to put a variable. We don't want any buffer or any resource IDs or anything else. So we'll simply use the second method, and then we are going to put our variable s into it. So that's with the coding part. Control S, and we have saved it. Now I'm going to run it. My emulator is already up. So let's see what happens now. So this is my application. It's running. So the text view, the button, and you also have an edit text. So I will click on generate button. After a delay of 5 seconds, our randomly generated number will be displayed. Let's see. Click. 5 seconds. So the random number which is generated is 56, and now as you can notice, this number falls into the range of 0 to 100. We'll do it again. Generate. Again, there will be a 5-second delay every time you click a button. So the next number that is generated is 95. It will not exceed beyond 100. You can try as many times as you want. So that's a very simple example of generating a random number with a specific time delay. Hope you have understood it. Thank you so much.